In 1949, the Chinese Communist Party defeated the GMD in the Chinese Civil War. This victory for the CCP would cement Mao Zedong's power over the entire country for years to come. As the new leader of the country, Mao implemented many different policies in order to better the weak nation and help them to catch up to the Western powerhouses of the time. Mao believed in people's ability to change their own fortunes and was a populist who had a strong reliance on the peasants. He was both anti-urban and anti-intellectual and held strong nationalist values. Mao valued self-sacrifice and felt that struggle was necessary for success. He believed that correct thought was essential for revolutionary action and believed that continuous revolutions and the revolutionary spirit were necessary to China's success.
Mao's reliance on peasants started when the GMD was still in control of China. It became evident to him that the peasants were the backbone of the nation, and without their support, a communist takeover of China would not be possible. Since then, Mao viewed the peasant class as an essential part of his communist rule. This differs from Marxism in that, instead of relying on the urban workers, Mao emphasized the peasants as the main force of the revolution.
Along with Mao's reliance on the peasant class came Mao's populist views. He believed in a bottom-up society where the masses held the majority of the power. Mao wanted a dictatorship of the proletariat where there was collective ownership of the means of production. This aspect of Maoism led to policies such as his backyard steel campaign and the commune programs, which were implemented during the Great Leap Forward. Mao is even quoted as saying that he wanted the masses to make themselves masters of technology. His populist views also led to the harsh treatment of landlords who were both abused and struggled against. Mao did not hold all classes in high regard, and this is no more evident than in his treatment of intellectuals. Mao held both anti-intellectual and anti-urban beliefs. These ideas may have sprung from Mao's fear of intellectuals challenging his authority, or from his reliance on the peasant class over the urban classes. Either way, his beliefs were there, and would later result in the formation of the Red Guard, which would go on to publicly denounce and humiliate intellectuals through violent means, including struggle meetings, where the Red Guard would often target their own teachers.
Mao also held nationalist views. He felt that the Chinese people should value their country above all else, which, in turn, led into the Maoist ideas of self-sacrifice. The citizens of China should be willing to lay everything down for their great country. These extreme ideas may have spurred from the Long March, which was one of the largest tests of self-sacrifice any Chinese citizen could ever go through. Along the lines of nationalism, Mao's ideology also stressed anti-Westernism. He felt that China could be better than Western countries such as the United States, and used this to motivate the Chinese workers to work even harder for their country. Plans like the Great Leap Forward, which ended in a catastrophic failure, were aimed at achieving this goal. Mao held that the idea that in order for the country to succeed, the Chinese people needed to maintain a strong revolutionary spirit. This idea most likely came from the fact that Mao was never truly able to change the government he had sent in place from a revolutionary government to a more stable one. This aspect of his ideology was also one of the underlying causes of the formation of the Red Guard, which upheld his revolutionary ideals and spirit. In the end, Mao never strayed very far from his core values when implementing national policies. Even though he often did deviate from both Marxist and Stalinist ideals, he did not accept criticism well, and Maoism has stayed static since its creation.